Join our family of creators. Your support means the world to us. Subscribe now to the Content Creator channel. Your support keeps us motivated and helps us bring you fresh, exciting content every week. Hit that subscribe button and be part of our journey. A significant development has emerged from the U.S. State Department. A senior official confirmed a striking number. Since January of this year, approximately 80,000 non-immigrant visas have been revoked. This figure represents a substantial increase. The rate of visa cancellations has more than doubled from last year. Today, November 11, 2025, this news has sent ripples through international students, temporary workers, potential visitors. The sheer scale signals a major policy shift. It points to more aggressive enforcement and continuous monitoring of temporary entrants. This escalation is not a minor administrative adjustment, it is a fundamental change in how visa programs are managed. For years, a visa was seen as a relatively stable permission to travel, study work. Now, that stability appears to be eroding. Federal agencies are taking a more proactive stance. They are re-evaluating people who already hold valid visas. Before delving into the reasons for the revocations, it is important to clarify what a non-immigrant visa is. These visas are temporary documents. They are issued to foreign nationals who wish to enter the United States for a specific, limited purpose and for a defined period of time. Unlike an immigrant visa, which can lead to a green card and permanent residency, a non-immigrant visa does not confer the right to live in the U.S. indefinitely. The holder is expected to depart the country upon completion of their authorized activity or the expiration of their permitted stay. This temporary nature is a fundamental principle of the non-immigrant visa system. There are many different categories of non-immigrant visas. Each one corresponds to a different purpose for visiting the United States. F-1 visas, academic students. H-1B visas, specialty occupation workers in tech and engineering. B-1 visas, business travelers. B-2 visas, tourists. The State Department has outlined several key reasons for the dramatic increase in visa revocations. These causes are not entirely new, but the intensity and scope have clearly changed. The primary triggers can be broadly categorized into a few main areas. Criminal offenses committed either in the U.S. or abroad, violations of specific visa regulations, national security concerns often linked to social media activity, and the implementation of a more stringent, continuous vetting process. Each of these factors contributes to the total of 80,000 cancellations, painting a picture of a government that is leveraging all available tools to monitor and manage its non-immigrant population more closely. Criminal activity stands as a major driver behind these revocations. This is perhaps the most straightforward category. When a visa holder is arrested for or convicted of certain crimes, this information is often shared between law enforcement agencies and the Department of State. Offenses that demonstrate a disregard for U.S. laws, particularly those related to public safety, are frequently flagged. The government's position is that criminal behavior makes an individual ineligible to retain the privilege of a U.S. visa. This enforcement is seen as essential for protecting communities within the United States. The recent surge suggests that the reporting system has become more efficient, and the threshold for what crime triggers a revocation may have been lowered. Violations of visa rules are another significant cause. A substantial portion of the 80,000 visa revocations is directly linked to criminal offenses. While the State Department has not provided a complete and detailed breakdown, preliminary reports indicate that specific types of crimes are being targeted with particular rigor. Driving under the influence is a prime example. Officials have stated that approximately 16,000 revocations were initiated following a DUI arrest or conviction. This highlights a zero-tolerance approach to an offense often treated as a serious misdemeanor in many U.S. states. For the State Department, a DUI is seen as evidence of poor judgment and a potential danger to public safety, making continued presence undesirable. Another major category of criminal behavior leading to visa cancellation is assault. Reports suggest that around 12,000 revocations were linked to various forms of assault charges. This can range from simple assault arising from a physical altercation to more serious forms of battery. The government's rationale is clear. Individuals who engage in violent behavior are not welcome guests in the United States. The visa system is predicated on the idea that visitors will respect the country's laws and its people. An assault charge fundamentally violates that trust. Theft and other property crimes also account for a significant number of cancellations. Beyond criminal acts, a large number of visas are canceled due to administrative or civil violations of immigration rules. These are not crimes in the traditional sense, but they represent a failure to maintain the specific conditions required by a particular visa category. One of the most common violations is known as an overstay. This occurs when a non-immigrant remains in the United States past the authorized period of admission granted by a CBP officer at the port of entry. Overstaying a visa, even by a single day, can have severe consequences. It automatically voids the visa and can make the individual ineligible for future visas for several years. For international students holding F1 visas, the rules are particularly intricate and can be easy to violate unintentionally. Students are required to maintain a full course of study at the school that sponsored their visa, dropping too many classes, failing to enroll on time, taking an unauthorized break. There are strict rules for on-campus employment, and separate rules for off-campus employment. Working without proper authorization from school officials and U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services is a serious violation. Universities must report status violations through a government system, which can trigger a visa revocation by the State Department. A newer and more controversial element in the visa revocation process is the increased monitoring of social media activity. In recent years, U.S. consular and immigration authorities have been given broader authority to scrutinize the public online presence of visa applicants and holders. This policy is rooted in national security concerns. The stated goal is to identify individuals who may pose a threat, hold extremist views, have connections to groups that are hostile to the United States. This digital vetting does not stop once a visa is issued. It has become a continuous process. A person's online posts from months or even years ago can be used as a basis for revocation. The types of online content that can trigger a revocation are broad and often subject to interpretation. The most clear-cut cases involve posts that appear to endorse or glorify terrorism or violence. Any perceived affiliation with a designated terrorist organization is an automatic red flag. However, the scrutiny extends beyond this. Posts that contain aggressive anti-American rhetoric, celebrate attacks on U.S. interests or allies, promote ideologies deemed dangerous by the U.S. government can also lead to a visa cancellation. The challenge lies in distinguishing between genuine threats, political dissent, satire, hyperbole. This policy has sparked a significant debate about the balance between national security and fundamental rights like freedom of speech. The impact of these 80,000 visa revocations is not abstract. It is deeply personal and affects a wide range of individuals. International students are one of the most visible groups affected. For them, a visa revocation can mean the sudden end of their academic career in the United States. They may be forced to withdraw from their university mid-semester, losing thousands of dollars in tuition, forfeiting years of hard work, often required to leave the country almost immediately. Temporary foreign workers are also severely impacted. These are often highly skilled professionals in technology, in healthcare, in science. A revocation means they lose their job and their legal basis for remaining in the country. Many have children enrolled in local schools. For employers, the sudden loss can disrupt projects, delay innovation, create significant operational challenges. Tourists and business visitors are not immune. Inability to attend a wedding or graduation. Failure to close a crucial business deal. Families can be separated, with some members in the U.S. and others unable to visit. The cumulative effect is a climate of fear and instability, making the U.S. seem less welcoming. The first and most important step is to be fully aware of and strictly adhere to the rules of your specific visa status. For students, maintaining a full course load, communicating with your designated school official before making any changes to your enrollment. Never working without proper authorization. For temporary workers, understanding the terms of your employment, the grace period you have if your job ends. Ignorance of the rules is not an excuse. The consequences for violations are now more severe than ever. Be mindful of your conduct offline. Be mindful of your conduct online. Avoiding any criminal activity is paramount. This includes shoplifting, driving after having even 1 or 2 drinks. An arrest, even if charges are later dropped, can trigger a review of your visa status. Exercise caution with public social media posts. Avoid inflammatory rhetoric. Avoid violent rhetoric. Avoid hateful rhetoric. Assume anything you post publicly can be reviewed by a government official. This is not about self-censorship, it's about understanding risks. The revocation of 80,000 visas in less than a year is more than just a statistic. It represents a significant policy evolution with far-reaching implications. This aggressive enforcement posture changes the fundamental understanding of what a U.S. visa represents. It is no longer a durable permission slip valid until its expiration date, but rather a conditional privilege subject to continuous review and sudden cancellation. This shift introduces a new level of precariousness into the lives of hundreds of thousands of foreign nationals residing in the United States. It risks making the U.S. a less attractive destination for the world's top talent, scholars, and entrepreneurs. They may opt for countries with more stable and predictable immigration systems. This policy also raises important questions about due process and fairness. Decisions are often made by a consular officer overseas, and there is generally no formal process to appeal the revocation itself. While an individual can apply for a new visa, the prior revocation creates a significant black mark. From an international relations perspective, a widespread increase in revocations can strain diplomatic ties. This can complicate diplomatic, economic, and security cooperation. The policy's impact on U.S. soft power could be diminished if the country is seen as unwelcoming and unpredictable. The era of continuous vetting is here. The risk of revocation is higher than ever.